Welcome to Trayer Wilderness. It has been, there's always something to do here at Trayer Wilderness. We are always busy. Um, Not much slow down time. We've been progressing with little things right now, trying to get the most essentials in before Thanksgiving and before our house is full. And we are realizing it's going to be really full. It's just funny. For the two of us, this is a perfect size. But we will have 5 adults and 4 dogs. So it's going to be a little crazy. But we're really looking forward to it and really excited. Howdy, my dear Miss Deb. I got your message. I will respond. um, we got the I got a deer this morning. I did a short video earlier. I shot my buck from our blind, and while I was gutting it, the mountain man came back, so he helped me hang it, which was good because there's no way I could have done that on my own. The meat pole's very high, and was thankful for his help. So I got my little buck, and I was excited because I have meat for in the freezer, and to feed us, I've got his antlers, which I am going to use for silverware handles, and I'm going to brown tan his hide. So very excited about that. Very, very excited. And he saw some when he was out today too, but he said he had a funny feeling like I might have got something, so he wanted to come back, see if I needed help. So that was pretty awesome. But we've got a lot traveling right here around us, and we've got quite a few days left in the season. So excited about that. But yes, we are very busy doing good stuff. I'm so excited. It's the simple pleasures in life. And hey, girlfriend, hello, Tammy. Yes, I am like so excited about my deer. Thank you. Um, I told you guys I was decluttering. I've been decluttering over the last couple years here, getting rid of things, but there was certain things I was going to hang on to till we knew more of what we needed for our cabin as well as our guest cabins. And we are going to be putting the wood stove in either later today, most likely tomorrow. It's in here. The mountain man just ran to run some errands. We have packages coming with the pumps for our water system, as well as the last piece of stovepipe we needed. So he ran out to do those errands, and I decided to jump on here. We took time and got our showers, which was awesome. Showers are an oddity here right now. We're using the previous setup in the camp and in the tent area for our showers. So you got to go out and get the wood stove going and get a fire going and heating things up. So it's not something that we do every day. As a matter of fact, the game plan was that we would get a shower every 3 days, and we're so busy working that it just kind of stretches out because we're so tired by the end of the day that hassling with all that is just not something neither one of us wish to do. So 6-7 days later, so it's a good thing it's cold outside, and it's a good thing that we're here by ourselves. But anyway, it felt great to get a nice hot shower. So thankful for that too. See, there's many blessings in our days. But as I was saying, with all the things that I have collected, I am so thankful for my little treasures, and I'll share with you why. I showed you my bread boxes that were in the tent area and how I had things organized to keep the mice out and so forth. Well, let me show you what I've come up with here. Okay, so I have a lot of agate buckets, like little berry buckets. That is actually what we used in the tent with the spices in it. It's still in there, the salt, the pepper, the garlic, my coconut oil, so that's still set up in there. But I've got all kinds of different size agate buckets, kettles, crocks. There's the crock behind there that's holding the water bottles. But I created a water station, and it just made me so happy yesterday because everything fits so perfectly. That is an old piano bench. It's rickety. I've had it for, 17, 20 years, something like that. I've used it in different scenarios, different settings. It was in our other house with my my basket of heart-shaped rocks on it just for decoration. Behind it is an antique plant stand. And it just so happened that the height of the piano stand and the agate bucket fit right underneath there. So we have a washing station so I can wash dishes. That kettle's big enough that I can heat water right now on our little propane unit and wash dishes there. We can wash our hands. We can get a drink of water. So it's nice, you know, you take running water for granted because you have it all the time. And I'm just meandering across the room here. There's dogs at my feet. So it just made me really happy to be able to utilize all these things that I have that a lot of people consider junk and didn't understand why I like them. They come in really handy. I love old stuff. There's so many uses for them. I have all my kettles. I have my percolator, but I have a lot of old kettles too that I utilize for heating water and doing different chores. So it's just nice having those things. Now, while I was digging through the container trying to find those oddities, the Mountain Man was actually rebuilding our wood stove. Let me see if I can show you this. I didn't think to clear this off. Bear with me a second here. Sorry, as I shove the camera up my nose. The inside of the wood stove, the cook stove, I don't know if I can lift this off. There we go. But I don't have my light. Let me see. Well, anyway, he had to rebuild it, and now I'm all full of soot. He needed to rebuild the inside. There were several pieces in there that were damaged because somebody burnt coal in this unit and it wasn't meant for coal. So the reason that is coal gets way, way hotter than wood. So it actually ruined some of the pieces on the inside. So MacGyver went to it yesterday and he repaired the inside of the stove and added additional pieces. We have kind of a collection of pieces from old cook stoves because we were gifted them. The intent was to gift us with a wood stove that was functional, but we ended up not getting all the pieces for the same stove. This was years and years ago, but it saved us right now because we had all those extra pieces sitting around that it enabled us to repair that portion of the stove. And he also added fire brick to the water sleeve in this unit right now. The water sleeve, it looks like it's galvanized, and we won't use that for potable water because galvanized metal leaches all kinds of things into your water, and I can't risk that. So he's going to actually build a stainless steel one. So for right now, what he did is he put fire brick in there because when that fire brick gets hot, it will hold the heat longer, so it'll keep the cabin warmer longer without having, sorry, I'm stretching this out here, without having necessarily fire going. So it's just, it's a nice added bonus for when we're out maybe hunting or something for the day. Bear with me 1 second here. There we go. Okay. So that way, you know, we can keep the cabin warm, keep the dogs warm while we're out and about. We don't do that too often, and hunting season is just about over. We have our black powder season that will be coming up for elk. So we'll fill our tags with the deer and then move on to elk. So real excited. Also, we're both really excited to have this space to be able to butcher versus trying to do that in the tent. It was doable in the tent, but it would have been really tricky between cats and dogs and not being able to really lock anybody in or out. This way we can, you know, work around things a lot better. So I saw there was a lot of comments. Let me just jump back here. Melissa, hi. Oh, okay. Hello, Aaliyah. I see it. I see it. And Jane says, hello, the snow is coming. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that is Opal. Howdy, howdy. Glad to have you guys. So it's been busy days. The Mountain Man was making brackets yesterday for the stovepipe to go up the outside of the house. It absolutely rubs him very much the wrong way to spend $50+ for brackets that go on the house to hold your stovepipe that are really cheap and cheesy. So he beefs them up every time we do anything with the stovepipe. He makes his own. He also made me 6 brackets for shelving that I will get on my wall so I can get my main ingredients on the wall and handy so I can try to make Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be pretty interesting. I don't have water in the house, running water. I will have the cook stove, but that's going in tomorrow. So I'm going to be experimenting. These guys are going to be some major guinea pigs. Plus, I still have not found my roaster. I do not know where that's at. I got to keep digging. I thought I did, but I think it's also at the bottom of the one mound of totes. So I've got to dig that out. Worst case scenario, I can use my Dutch oven. I do know where that is. And we will be having elk neck roast. We will be having mountain lion barbecued backstrap. And we will be having turkey legs. So I've got big eaters coming. There'll be 5 of us, but they're big eaters, and I'm going to have a massive vat of mashed potatoes. That was Austin's request. He is the potato boy. So let me see here. Got the stone on your land to do the wall. Yes, actually, well, yes and no. What we're going to do is actually go up on the mountain. We are very fortunate, and it won't be right away. It'll probably be in spring, unfortunately. But we have a lot of shale. And there's a lot of areas up on the mountain where it's just a whole wall of shale and a variety of different colors. So we may hit a couple different pits and take the 4-wheeler up there with the trailer and collect the shale that we need for the wall. Because you don't want, we could use river rock. That's what's around us right here. But it gets too heavy, where when you can use a shale, it works a little better. So because of us moving this, potentially moving this later, that's what we're thinking right now. But we do have amazing stones here. I'm going to get this because I don't think I shared this. I did a separate video on it, but let me just grab this. I am a rock hound, so I'm always looking for rocks, and this just totally left me. I know one of you guys will like fill in the blanks for me here. Oh gosh, I can't think what these are called. Total brain fart. Anyway, help me guys. These are a geode. Jeez Louise, I couldn't think of that to save my life. This is a geode. See how it has kind of like the crystally rocks on the outside, almost look like an egg. They're out here a lot, and I decided to crack this open to see. It's not a super pretty one, but you can see the crystals on the inside. So I am a rock hound. I'm always looking for rocks and my heart-shaped rocks. I'll show you something else real quick. I've been thanking Evan and Courtney on our videos because they've been helping us so much in a variety of ways. And she happened to be out here the other day, and she goes, look at this. There's the first heart-shaped rock for your house. Now, I don't know if you guys can you see that right here? It's like an indented heart in that rock. But to know that there's geodes around now and not just my little heart-shaped rocks, I'm telling you, I find these little, look at that. It's like perfect little heart. And there's heart knots all over the house. I'll have to show you those then. But yeah, so there's treasures all around me. I love it. I love it. And I'm always looking for my hearts. They kind of just pop at me. But now to know that there's geodes around, I'm going to be like scouring. I'm like so excited. So yes, we do have rock around us. And Deb says, so nice to have a handyman to repurpose items. Love it. Yes, I am very tremendously blessed. I am actually repurposing something. I had a clock on our wall in the old house, and it was plastic on the outside, and you could put whatever you wanted on the inside, and I had just had stuck corks in there. Well, I'm going to take that unit apart and I'm going to put it on this really cool wooden heart-shaped ornate piece that a friend gave me, because it's hollow in the back, and I think I can work it that I can make that a clock out of it. So that's one of my projects I'm working on in my spare time, which I don't have much of, but I had this idea yesterday. So that's something I'm repurposing, and we'll see how it turns out. Or if I have to actually buy a clock, you know, the actual mechanism to put on it. Deb says, wow, that sounds yummy. Yes, we're going to have a barrage of meat. That's all my guys' request. And Opal says, oh, nice, good choice. Yep, I'm just excited to have the resources we do around here. There's, you know, we harvest our meats here off of our land. We harvest our wood off of our land. We will be harvesting all kinds of medicinals off of the land, as well as growing our own things. It's just so nice to be able to partake and have those things available to us. So I'm very thankful for what is provided for us. I'm also thankful for the way we live, our cabin. And I've been reading your guys' comments on other videos. I can't always respond, especially like right now. Everything's just been so busy, but I will. But, you know, it is. What a tremendous blessing this is to be in our cabin for Thanksgiving. It's going to be tight quarters. It's unfinished. I mean, there's stuff everywhere right now. If I showed you around, I mean, it looks like everybody else's house. We are no exception. It looks like a bomb went off. Hunting clothes all over the place. Tools still floating around. Stuff everywhere, you know. It's a work in progress, and you just learn to roll with that. But I am blessed. I am inside, and tomorrow I will have wood heat. Yes. That makes me more happy, I think, than anything. It's just that wood heat, and also being able to make dinner in a fairly easy way. So there's lots of blessings. Jane says incorporate the heats in your wall. With as far as hearts, incorporate the hearts in your wall. Yes, I know, it's like they're in the wall. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Everything is just so perfect. Opal says the geodes could be cracked right, that would look neat like a border. There are some crazy geodes. I have one upstairs. I'm not going to venture up to grab it now. I was gifted this geode. It's just half of it, but it looks like a tree. It's amazing what is inside of these rocks. And when we were putting stone down and they were logging the area next to us, I found a lot of crystals. I love making jewelry, so I have this huge bag of quartz and crystals that I am going to use to make jewelry moving forward too. So that'll be something that will be ending up on our website moving forward. Hey, Caleb. Yes, I got my deer. I got my deer this morning. The mountain man was up on the mountain, and I had one come in. Actually, it was a fun experience this morning. I always love being out hunting because you get to see all kinds of things. I saw elk come in. They're not in season, but I got to watch them. And I saw some deer running much further away. Something spooked them. And then next thing you know, here comes this, depends where you're from. It's a 3x3 out here or a 6-point buck back east. But he was chasing two doe, and they came in within 20 yards of me. I mean, I couldn't have gotten a shot. He was on a mission. Let's just put it that way. So I got to see that, and then this little spike buck came in. But I want to show you guys something. I said on my video that I had done earlier about, and I said it earlier in this video, about making silverware handles out of his antlers. These are really cute and really unique and have character. And here is this one. I thought it was broken off, but it's actually, whoops, it's not broken off. It's just not, it didn't get much bigger. It's just kind of stunted. But these will make great handles for my silverware. So that's why I kept those, and we kept the brains from the deer because I'm going to use the brains to brain tan the hide. So once we get some ash going on in the cook stove, I will be taking that on and sharing that journey with you also. So let me see here. Deb says, but it's home sweet home. Yes, my clustered mess is home sweet home, and I am oh so thankful for it. She says, we had geodes, thunder eggs in Central Oregon. Ask over the place. Probably all over the place. Okay, I'll have to check. I'll have to look that up. So Central Oregon had a lot. This area has a lot. And Idaho is known for its garnet. There's only 2 places in the world that has industrial garnet, and it's India and Idaho. We have the star garnets, and so they are mining for them all over the place out here. But I've found quite a few pieces myself. There's emeralds, there's opals. There's another kind of opal too that I was gifted, and I can't think of what that's called. I can't think what that's called off the top of my head, but I love finding those treasures, and we do have garnet all over the place. There's also supposed to be gold in these mountains out here, so we haven't found any of that yet either. But Opal says, cool, Deb, don't see them much where I live in Illinois. Yeah, I don't know, how spread out they are, but I know it's wrong, but I'm crazy jealous, Caleb says. About the deer? And Tammy says, yeah. Jane says, how great heat. I know, she says, I'm living my pioneer dream through you. We've made buttons from antlers. Okay, yeah, I've made different kinds. I've made buttons from the very butt of the antler, and then I've also made buttons out of like just a small tip and looped it through string. So I love working with antler. Antler, you can do so many different things with them. So they're great to have. And that's why we go out shed hunting all the time, looking for antlers and paddles and whatever we can find in the wilderness. What's really unique with the elk is they have 2 ivory teeth. The bulls have really big ones. The cows have much smaller ones. But I've got a pile of those, and we found winter kills already. And of course, that's the first thing I do is take the Gerber and pull out their ivories and take those home for jewelry or different things, and then also the antlers. So let me see here. And I'm glad you're living your dream through me. Not everybody can embrace their dreams for varying reasons, but it's so I live vicariously through Kelly sometimes too. Kelly does some amazing stuff. Mrs. Homesteader, she does some amazing stuff. All of you guys do. Opal says pink, black, and fire opal. It's not a fire opal. It's actually brown. It's brown and white. I'm going to have to look it up too. The fire opals are amazing. And Caleb says, yeah, that deer, any experience in general sounds awesome. It's a lot of fun. I love being out there. I really love hunting. A lot of people get turned off by it because they have to kill something. I don't like taking a life, but at the same time, I would much rather put that deer in my freezer than see it in the woods completely annihilated by a wolf or a coyote, or disease. In my opinion, disease would be worse than anything else, and that's what happens when you let them get overpopulated. They end up with disease, and it's just not good. So it's like anything. You've got to maintain what you have, and I'm very grateful for the meat. It is non-GMO, wholesome meat that goes in my freezer. And, when you think about hunting, you don't realize how much work is involved in it. You've got to field dress that deer and gut it out there in the field, bring it in, you've got to skin it, get the skin off so that it can cool down. And, you know, you've got to take care of everything. We hang our meat for at least a week, sometimes more. We prefer to hang it for like 2 weeks. And then we'll butcher it. And we do all different kinds of things. We've smoked roasts already. We make jerky. We do burger. We do the roasts. You know, we utilize everything we can from the animal. So it's not like we are out there just shooting for a trophy animal. And it's really sad that I'm actually out there looking for some things that I can use for silverware handles. But that's what I was doing. And I would have shot a doe. We need meat for the freezer, and that's just how it is. But this is part of our life. This is how we live. And like I said earlier in my video today, you know, it's really important for people to know how to do these things. You know, if our food chain diminishes and you are forced to go out and fill your freezers the same way we do, the question is, will you know how? And that's the important thing. These are the things we need to think about, is knowing these things. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go do them now, but to know how to do them and to know how to process a deer and how to butcher a deer and how to take care of, you know, field dressing it and so forth. We did videos several years back on all those things. And there's a playlist out there on our YouTube channel. And it's important not only for us adults to know how to do this, but to share this knowledge with our kids. Our kids need to know how to do this too. That was something that we really felt very strongly to educate Austin on, and to make sure he knew how to use a gun, the safety of using a gun, how to clean his gun, and being out there in the field, learning how to hunt, and then learning how to do everything that is required once you've shot an animal. So these are important life skills, and they're things that I want you guys to start thinking about and considering. Like for Caleb's in Florida, so I imagine you do a lot of fishing. I envy you there, because I miss having really good fish and seafood. That's not something that's readily available to us here, but man, I bet it's available to you. Lots of goose in my area, and they don't run. Bought a new hatchet. There you go. That was Opal. And Jane says, I used to keep a leg and make tracks in the snow up to the front door on Christmas morning. Crazy. No, that's funny. That's perfect. That's perfect. I love when people do stuff like that. This is creative, if you ask me. Florida grouper, right? Exactly. And the blues, and oh man. And mahi-mahi, I haven't had that in a long time. I love seafood. I love seafood and fish. Now, we have a lot of trout here in the rivers. We've gotten out a couple times to go fishing. And I shouldn't say a lot. There's also salmon that comes in. We haven't made it out on a salmon run or salmon fishing yet since we're here. But that's why we built a small cabin. So we don't have a large overhead. We could quickly get in here, and we could take time to spend doing life the way we chose and the way we desired to do it. So there's a lot of reasons why we live the life we do. So we don't live conventionally, we don't operate conventionally, but we are living our dream, and we are living happily. And that's what, to me, is what's more important than anything. Yeah, we have a lot of really small deer. Yeah, I believe that. I know my husband was down hunting in the South, and there's a lot of small deer. But do you get out hunting at all, Caleb? I want to read something to you guys. I read this yesterday, and I just thought it was something that I should share. Proverbs 3:13, blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. Here are three reasons we don't experience personal growth. One, we think it comes strictly from experience. Believing personal growth comes only from experiences, like an archer shooting arrows off target and thinking he's improving simply because he keeps on shooting. Experience is only profitable if you learn from it and start hitting your target. Pulitzer Prize winning composer, I'm not sure how to say his name, Giancarlo Menotti, said, Hell begins on the day God grants us a clear vision of all we might have achieved, the gifts we wasted, and all we might have done but didn't do. Don't end your life regretting the time and opportunities you wasted. Use every opening God gives you to grow, starting today. 2, we think growth comes strictly from information. Have you ever known someone who was absolutely brilliant yet never seemed to accomplish anything of benefit for God, themselves, or others? They're like an encyclopedia filled with knowledge that has no value because it's never used. The greatest obstacle to personal growth isn't ignorance. Okay. I hope you guys are still there. Okay, and it's getting a little dark in here. Okay, sorry, I had a call come through and it froze my screen. So yes, mahi mahi and tripod's gonna go. There we go. Yes, okay, Deb says I'm back. Okay, so I don't know where it cut out on me, so I'm gonna read number 2 again. We think growth comes strictly from information. Have you ever known someone who was absolutely brilliant yet never seemed to accomplish anything of benefit for God, themselves, or others? They're like an encyclopedia filled with knowledge that has no value because it's never used. The greatest obstacle to personal growth isn't ignorance, it's the illusion of knowledge. The Bible says, be doers of the word and not hearers only, which is really important. Number 3, we assume growth is automatic. When we are children, growth comes naturally. During that time, there are parents, coaches, and teachers challenging us to develop on a daily basis. So we get used to growth. The problem comes when we get out of school and nobody is pushing us to grow or go any further. The price of growth is always less than the cost of ignorance and stagnation. And the truth is, if you don't take responsibility for your personal growth, it won't happen. I share that with you guys today. It's getting really dark. Hopefully you can still see me. Let me see. The man's headlamp. Nope, he took it. Okay. Well, it's going to be a little darker. But I share that with you guys because we can all take baby steps and keep moving forward and keep doing things we desire, but also being doers. Doers of the word, doers with our hands. Not only do we grow, stagnant, we lose our dexterity because we're not using our hands. Our hands are all crinkled up and crunched up because we're using little machines instead of using our hands to do something constructive. I'm going to try moving over here because it's so dark. And there we go. This is a little better, maybe. Okay. Jane says, thank you for reading that. So true. It's always scary to step out of our comfort zone and share our knowledge with others. One thing I want to remind you guys is the best part of a comfort zone scenario is that when you step out and onto the other side, it's going to be the most amazing experience you've ever had. And I promise you that because the mountain man and I are embracers and we love it. We are constantly stepping out of our comfort zone. And that's why we share our life with you and share what we're doing with you and share it transparently with you because stuff happens to us all. Just because we're living our dream doesn't mean that our days are perfect. You saw my rainforest upstairs. You've seen, in the past things break. But if we don't take risks and we don't try, we're going to be that person that's going to regret. And as it said, that's the worst part of life. I want to reread that because it was just it was worded very, very well. That's when he said that hell begins on the day God grants us a clear vision of all we might have achieved, the gifts we wasted, and all we might have done but didn't do. We need to be willing to step out of our comfort zone. That uncomfortable, that slight uncomfortable place that you're in when you're ready to step out of your comfort zone. is nothing compared to the amazingness that's on the other side. And the more you do that, the more willing you're going to be to step and keep stepping. And that's when you're going to keep stepping into your true self, into where God wants you to be. And that's like what it was saying, you know, God gives you those gifts, and so many of us pass them by because we're afraid to take that step. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. You guys can do this. Hello, Chad. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Opal. It was a powerful word, and I knew I needed to share it because, and you know, we don't expect when we share our life with people that everybody's going to, you know, just go out and become us. That's not the intention of sharing what we do. We share what we do to encourage people to step into their dreams. We share what we do to educate people that are interested in doing the same things or the knowledge that we're sharing that particular day. But just to inspire you guys to live life by your terms. And to not be afraid. Fear and worry are such stagnators, and we need to like totally step away from that. You know, life this year sucked for many people. It could have sucked for us too, but we chose not to allow it to do that to us. And we continued to keep our eyes on the prize. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, regardless if it's a pandemic, regardless if it's a financial struggle or a marriage problem or whatever may be going on, a health problem. We can overcome it. We have such a huge leader, a rock, and someone to push us from behind, and we have his word. You know, you hold tight to Jesus, and you don't let fear and worry debilitate you, and you are willing to step out of your comfort zone, regardless what is going on, where you will experience joy and happiness and greatness as you walk through whatever it is you're walking through. I promise you guys. Okay, so Melissa says, Opal says, the more you pour out, the more you get filled. Absolutely, sister. Melissa says, prayer, please, still for unspoken. My other account was hacked. Absolutely, my dear friend. Praying for you and continued prayers. And thank you, Opal. Opal's praying for you as well. Yep. Exactly, Deb. So very true what Opal had to say. Jane says, now is the time more than ever to encourage each other. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. And you know what? As we go through each day, I was going to say each week, we run into hurdles. But you know, for some people, it's a day-to-day thing. I've experienced that in my life already, where it was a day-to-day struggle to keep moving forward. And you know what? That's sometimes what we have to do. We need to take, sometimes you need to take it every minute or every hour. But the more you keep moving forward, the better it's going to get. The more you're going to keep building momentum, the further forward you're going to go. But when you have a community of like-minded people that are helping support you in whatever it is you're doing, you can accomplish anything. You know, who we surround ourselves with plays a big role in where we go in life and what we become. I'm a true believer in that. And in my life, I've had to walk away from people that were toxic, people that were you know, despite my efforts to help encourage them to be, live more positively. Certain people need to work through that on their own, and some people don't want to. So sometimes it leaves us in a place where we need to separate ourselves from toxic people, and that's just part of life. It's not an easy thing to do, though. But who we surround ourselves with plays a big role in things. And having this community and the fellowship that we do is just absolutely beyond awesome. With that being said, I have been working for the last 2 days in my spare time, getting our Bible study book club up and running. So hopefully tomorrow when I come on live, I will share the link with you so that you guys can sign up and become a part of it, because my goal is to have a weekly gathering beyond these videos so that we can have a safe place for people to share and love on each other and dive deeper into God's word. So I am really, really, really excited about that. Deb says, so sad, Melissa. Prayers for you and for the ones who would even be able to do that. She's referring to the hacking. Yes, it's terrible. Opal says, valleys always come. We have to learn how to overcome. Sometimes it's so hard. It is. But the more you pull into God and the more you experience in life, and as you experience it, you learn from it and you learn coping mechanisms and ways to progress through those times. That one of the greatest things we can do is seek Him in the good and the bad, and He will carry us through. I guarantee you guys that. But it is hard. But when you have a community of people that surround you, are willing to lift you in prayer, and are willing to walk beside you, you know, it makes those events so much easier to go through. And that's what I'm so excited about with our community. We have an amazing, amazing community. Chad says, this brother and sister is 100% genuine and real. I praise God for my great brother and sister. Love you, brother. Yes, I know. Praise the Lord for the cabin. How about it? And tomorrow we will have wood heat. Yay! And something to cook on. There we go. All of a sudden it got nice and bright. Okay. You guys are awesome. I just love how you love on each other. So appreciate your confirmation of these awesome folks, Chad. So excited to meet them also. Yes, exactly. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to meet Miss Deb on Friday. As long as we don't get too much snow, it's sounding like it is going to be a happening thing. So I'm very excited about that. Jane says, your bank should be covering this. Our daughter's college account was hacked last year. So sad. Maybe I missed something being posted. I think you're talking to Melissa. But yes, there are additional coverages out there for things like that. I had my debit card stolen years and years. Gosh, I was in my early 20s. I was going to the gym and pulled out my wallet, and my debit card fell, or my card for the gym and my debit card fell out. And somebody went on a $1,200 shopping spree with my card before it ran out of cash. And thankfully, I only lost $50 of that. So yeah, there's lots of coverage out there. But thank you guys for your kind words. And I hope that those words today were empowering to you guys. You know, be willing to live life by your terms. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. And don't worry about what other people think. If we worried about what other people thought, we wouldn't even be out here on this venture a decade ago. So, yeah, I must have... Oh, wow. Yeah, Melissa says, yes, Jane, I reported to the bank. They are into my Gmail, YouTube account, and tried to scam on a Cash App. Oh, it's unbelievable what people will do. Jesus Christ is King. Absolutely, Chad. Amen. We will be praying for you, Melissa, for sure. And hopefully things will get resolved really quickly. And I wanted to also ask that you guys keep Carol and her little community in the UK in your prayers. They had a fishing boat capsized this week, and the skipper was found. He was hanging on a buoy for 4 hours and has hypothermia, but the other two that were the fishermen that were on the boat, keeps getting dark, were not found. There was a 38-year-old and a 28-year-old with young families. So it's really sad. And she lives in a small community, so it's really shook them up, and they didn't find the bodies. So if you could just, she asked if you would just now pray that they can find the bodies and return them to the families. So it's very sad. But we have people joining us from all over the world. It's so amazing. UK, Ireland, Germany. We've had a lot of new people joining us on our lives, so this has been really, really awesome. So we will continue to keep communicating with you guys and sharing our day-to-day. I will share tomorrow once we fire up that wood cook stove for sure. And as we get the water in place, we will share that with you, and also our power. Everything is really close. We're missing pieces for the water and the wood cook stove. We have the pieces for the power, but that's not as crucial as getting these other things in. So he was working ahead with the clamps for the wood stove on, or the stovepipe on the outside of the house. So it's a strategic process of doing what is essential, and then also getting out to do our hunting and fill our freezer. So we will continue to share our day-to-day, and then we are going to venture into educational videos and doing step-by-step of a lot of the different things we do here. Jane says, have a blessed Thanksgiving, everyone. Melissa, it is stressful, but hang in there. That was very nice, Jane. And happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And Opal says, prayers and comfort for the family, prayers for the fishing boat victims and their families. Thank you. And if you could please keep Ken and Mona in your prayers, and Pat, Kenny, and George, and Shelly and her daughter Sarah, and Melissa in your prayers, and Terry Perry and his wife June. Jane says, hubby is a metal worker. Asks if there's a need, we may have it. Okay, awesome. Glenn is a blacksmith and a fabricator, so he is constantly MacGyvering something. So it's amazing. We have what looks like Sanford and Son in the section of our property here, but I don't complain because he goes through that and finds things. I always say he can turn a paper clip into a pistol. So I appreciate that, Jane. Thank you. And Deb says, happy Thanksgiving all and safe travels for everyone traveling. And Melissa says, thank you all for the prayers. Prayers as well for all. And if you guys need prayers, if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. We do see them all. I don't always get a chance to directly respond, but I will comment on another video. As we progress through this, now that we're in the house, I will be able to start commenting more. Praise share. The Lord has provided big time. Praise be to the King. Awesome, Chad. I'm so excited. I want to hear the skinny. You got to message me later. That's awesome. Praising God with you, and praising God for our deer and our cabin and the mountain boys coming home. And pray for the mountain boy. He applied at Amazon and is going tomorrow to get his badge and find out his when his shift is going to start. So that's exciting for him. He's been wanting to do that, but couldn't with his schooling. This term is over, so has a gap in between. So he's chosen to work through the holidays at Amazon. So very proud of him. So guys, I will be jumping on again tomorrow. I think I might do my, actually this one got long. So this will be this week's live video in addition to our daily update. But after Thanksgiving, I'm going to start back up again, and we are also going to start with our Bible study. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I will announce things, but I'm wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving as well in the event that some of you are traveling and not able to be here with us on the day-to-day. So be safe in your travels. Have a blessed Thanksgiving, and we will continue to do our day-to-day. We may even do something on Thanksgiving Day. So you guys take care. Have an awesome rest of your day. Chad, I will private message you, and I will message you, Deb, and the rest of you have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. Love you all. God bless to you guys too. Blessings and peace to everyone. Opal says, love you guys. God bless. Step out of your comfort zone.